Morning sugar plums. It is daily vlog time, and today I get to tell y'all my favorite story to both hear and tell. I remember when my mom first started telling me the story of my birth when I was a little girl, and I remember listening to it and just thinking like, this is so awesome. And so as I became an adult and I've been able to tell the story now that my mom has told it to me so many times, it still is an awesome story to both tell and hear. And as I tell y'all this story, I'm going to start taking my two strands down because I am about to do something to my hair and I need to start getting haste on it so I cannot be behind. So we're going to do all of those things at once. So, like I said yesterday on the vlog when I kind of introduced this story, my mother, she has 6 children. I am number 6. And when she had my brother, who is 8 years older than me, she got her tubes tied. I believe she got them like tied and burnt or tied and like sealed off. She got them tied so that it would be very difficult to untie them, apparently. And then apparently met my father. We do not all have the same dad. I think only 2 of my siblings have the same dad. My sister, who passed away, God rest her beautiful soul, and my best friend and favorite sibling, Shay. They have the same father, but the rest of us, do not. And so she met my dad, and my dad basically kind of told her that he wanted a son. And he wanted her to give him a son, basically. So she was just like, hey, my tubes are tied though, so what we gonna do? So she started going to doctors and like having doctors see what they can do about helping her and the man that she was with at the time have a son. Well, apparently the doctors was just like, ma'am, undoing your tube tie, like that's gonna be a big ask. That's gonna be a tall order. Like a lot of folks was not trying to touch it. A lot of folks told her if they were able to reverse the tube tie situation, that she wouldn't be able to carry this baby, or if she was able to carry this baby, which I'm the baby, if she was able to carry me, then I was going to be very deformed. I was going to need a lot of help. And so one of the doctors, I remember her telling me, like, one of the white doctors asked her, like, do you want to purposely have a special needs child? Because that's what's going to happen if you try to do this. And my mom, was just like, I mean, if my baby is special needs, my baby is special needs, but I want a kid, like, whatever. And so she was relentless because she loved my dad, and I guess my dad really wanted this little boy. And my mom at the time had internalized from growing up. So growing up, of course, in this country and just life period does not always make you be so favorable to skin folk. A lot of us have learned and internalized a lot of self-hatred, and my mother is guilty of that. My mother did not trust black professionals. If you were the black person that needed to be her doctor, or you were the black person who needed to be her nurse, or you were the black person who needed to be, whatever, she did not believe that you had the qualifications to take care of the task. And naturally so, because we lived in a world where we were taught to hate ourselves. And so a Nigerian doctor told her, like, I want to do this. God told me that you are about to have a beautiful little baby girl, a beautiful black girl, and I'm supposed to help you bring her into this world. And my mom, she immediately rejected the man because she was like, first of all, my man wants a son. Second of all, you're not finna touch me with somebody else's scalpel. Third of all, my man wants a son. And so none of this works for me. And so the doctor was just like, okay, not a problem. If you decide to change your mind, I'm at this place every day, blah, blah, blah. I guess he's like in some part of the hospital all the time, whatever. So my mom finally is like, fuck it, I'm gonna give this guy a chance. And she gives this doctor a chance. When her and the doctor started treatment, I think they did the reversal, and then they started like some form of in vitro to start like get her back like fertile or what have you. The doctors that were on his wing were betting against them. Betting against me, y'all. Let me tell you, my whole life, people been telling me what I can't fucking be. Before I even got into this world. I know I'm a cry before the end of the story. But the doctors was just betting against her. Put in big money. My mama would always tell me when we came home from the hospital, everything that I needed for my nursery was already purchased, because every trimester there was a 4-figure bet that me and my mom would not make it through the trimester. And then when she went into labor, there was like a 4 or 5-figure bet that I would not come into this world. Here the fuck I am. Here the fuck I am. But anywho's, so my mom said the man, he would pray over her stomach, which was yesterday, like I told y'all. I feel like it was some form of hoodoo or voodoo, or just some form of just like real soul magic, because he would just put his hands over there and he would always tell her, your baby girl is fine. I guess at the ultrasounds, baby, because I'm very demure and I'm a lady, I was not showing them my goodies during the ultrasounds. So my family had been convinced that I was going to be a boy. I think my nursery was like green and blue. And I was supposed to be Ricky Jr. My dad's name is Ricky, God bless his soul. And I was supposed to be Ricky Jr. But in the event that I was a girl, I was going to be Ricky. And if by chance I happened to be a girl, I was going to be Ricky, spelled like Ricky Lake. And so my mom got through the pregnancy. Like every trimester, these doctors were betting against the fact that I would be here. So then the doctors was like, if she comes, he or she comes, they're not going to be able to speak. They're going to be a deformed child. Like, this is not going to work. July 28th, 1991. My mom was in labor. And apparently I was being stubborn. I didn't want to come out. And that's what's so funny. That's why I hate that me and my dad didn't have a close relationship, because I feel like we were supposed to. Because even coming into life, I needed his permission to, like, come into life. Like, I was in my mom's belly being stubborn. No doctor, no nurse could get me out. My dad finally shows up. He put his hand, my mama said, he put his hand on her stomach at about 1:30. Not even 1:30. She said like 1 o'clock, like 1 p.m. He put his hand on her stomach and was like, okay, little girl, your daddy want to see you now. Come out. And then, because at that point, I think he had been bought into the fact that I was a little girl. And that was when he named me. He named me Rika. That's my birth name, guys. Auntie Harley's birth name is Rika. He named me Rika after a attorney on this soap opera. I can't remember the name of the soap opera. I will tell y'all after I ask my mom. But she was a black attorney on a soap opera back in the 90s. And her name on the show was Rika. And so he named me Rika after that. My mother wanted to name me, if I was a girl, she had abandoned Ricky as Ricky Lake and wanted to name me Requisha Shakita Renee Mitchell. Y'all, if I can't thank my daddy for nothing else, I thank that man for stepping in and telling that woman, no, you're not naming my child that. Because what the fuck was she thinking? Okay? But anyway. Anywho's, I came and I cried nice and loud and big. I was a smiley baby, let her tell it, a happy baby, and a spoiled baby. And that is what I am today. I am a smiley woman, a happy woman, but a spoiled woman. And every time I think about my birth story, I get emotional. Because my mom, she could have left 5 kids without a mother. My life was that important to her, even though it was, her selfish wants and the man that loved her wanting a baby. My life was so important to them. My life was so important to them that she was willing to leave. That she was willing to leave 5 children without a mother. And my siblings... I'm back. My bad, y'all. But no, my siblings, they still found it in themselves to, love me. Even though I could have took their mother away. Just being born could have took their... Me just being born could have took their mom away. And they have no idea how much I genuinely love and appreciate them for finding the love to have for me and to still protect me as my older siblings, even though... my life could have taken their mom's life away. I remember the first time I fully internalized my birth story. I remember just, being a little girl and thinking to myself, I don't want to cause a lot of problems in this family. I want to be somebody who makes my family proud. I never wanted to be an issue. So, I've always been a person who wanted to follow all the rules as a little girl, because I never wanted anybody to tell my mom that I was bad. I never wanted to be a burden anywhere that I was. Like, I never wanted my mom to have to come anywhere and get me. I never wanted her to have to, like, I never wanted to not be welcomed anywhere. I remember telling myself that, like, it felt like I wasn't really welcomed in this world. It felt like everybody kept rejecting me. Like, they didn't want me to be born. And so the fact that, like, God was like, no, I still want this child to be born. I've always told myself, like, never in life, if by my choice, I will ever find myself allowing myself to be isolated from a place, because I'm going to always follow the rules. This was something that worked both to my benefit and my detriment, in this life, because I became the type of person who would deny myself just to be appropriate, and that resulted in me being a people pleaser. And now I'm unlearning this concept that, like, I don't have to, like, I'm not important. I'm unlearning. I think I kind of want to keep this one together. No, I'm twisted. I'm unlearning this idea that, like, I'm not important. I feel like I've internalized that. Like, for a very long time in life, instead of me looking at my birth story and being like, you're so important that you were born no matter what people thought about you, which is what I think now. When I was younger, I used to think, like, I'm not even supposed to be here. That's what I used to say. I used to say to myself a lot when I used to, like, when things used to happen to me and I wanted to come to my mom about it, I used to be like, girl, don't go to your mama about that. You're not even supposed to be born. You're not even supposed to be here. And you here. So you got to take care of that. You got to deal with that on your own. So I became a people pleaser. So people never had a problem with me. And then I became, like, extremely avoidant when it comes to my attachment style, because I never wanted to let people know what was really going on with me, because I never wanted anybody to feel like they needed to take care of me. I am learning how to allow people to take care of me, because I do take care of people and I do show up for people, and I deserve what I give. And I am learning the opposite of what I felt. Instead of feeling like I'm not important because I was here regardless of what people thought. Excuse me, I am learning and internalizing I'm so important that whatever created us made sure that I made it into this world regardless of what people felt, and regardless of what people believed, and regardless of what the world said. And so now I use that as fuel to be anything and everything that I can be in this life that makes me happy. Because if somebody almost died having me, the best way for me to honor her life and her sacrifice is to live a full life in this life, and to make sure that this life is amazing. And that's exactly what I do. That's why I live so hard. That's why I do so much, because I want to live. Like, there's a song by Beyonce called I Was Here. And since that song came out, I listen to that song almost once a month or consistently. Like, I just want everybody to know I was here, because my mom, she went through so much to bring me into this world. I don't want to live a life of silence anymore, and I used to. And so now I'm going to get loud, and people finna hear me. And I'm happy about that. I did not put all of my other links on this video because I was doing my hair. But y'all, please follow me in other places other than this once we lose Miss TikTok, if she's on her way out of here. I love y'all down. I appreciate y'all. That's the cliff notes of it. But that's really the full story. Tears and all. I appreciate you guys for watching my vlog. I appreciate you guys for supporting my brand. And I love y'all. Let me finish getting this hair down so I can try this experimental hairstyle. And let's pray that it works. And if it don't work, this is just cute anyways. Love y'all. Have a good day.